Hey everyone, it's Megan. Thanks for being here. um, okay, so this is my BookTubeAthon TBR. BookTubeAthon is being hosted by Ariel Bissett. It's being held between July 24th and 31st. And so I guess I'm just going to get right into this. The first challenge is to read a book with a person on the cover, and I'll be reading A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This is a book I am reading as part of it's a traveling book with Julie from Pages and Pens. I'm the first person on the list. If you're not familiar with the traveling book, really quickly, basically I'm going to read it, mark it up, highlight, take notes, put tabs in, whatever I do, and then I'll be passing it on to the next person, and they're going to do the same thing and pass it on. Eventually it will get back to Julie. Yeah, so I had actually found a copy of this at the library book sale right before we decided on this, so I don't know, I guess if I like it enough, I'll keep my copy and maybe mark it up all over again. But anyway, so that's what I'll be reading. The next one, for a hyped book, I'll be reading Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I read Cinder like a year or so ago. I'd already planned to do a buddy read for this with Ginger from Sprouty Gamer Reads. Yeah. So these two are going to be the most difficult part of my week, just because they're so long. This is 500, this is 400. So we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to both of them. Yeah. We'll see. Next, a book that you bought mainly because of the cover, because it has a beautiful cover. And that's going to be Lizard Radio by Pat Schmatz for me. I just really liked this cover, and I think I did briefly look at what it was about, but the main reason I ever even put it on my wish list was because of the cover. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm stumbling so much today. I just don't have much to say. Okay. Then for a book about a person much different than you, I'm going to read For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough by Natasake Shang. And this is called a choreo poem, which I have no idea what that is. It does seem to be mostly prose, although not completely. But anyway, we'll see. Obviously, I'm not a colored girl, so this is about someone different than me. And it's short. You'll see that because my first three books are 300, 400, and 500 pages. The rest of them are all very short. For a book that I can read all in one day, I'm going to read Matchless by Gregory McGuire. I recently picked this up at my local indie bookstore. And it's like every page is like a picture, and it's just short or sometimes long, but still altogether it's a tiny book that I should be able to get through very quickly. For a book to read completely outside, I will be reading Kevin by Katie Reed, aka Kim here. And this is only 59, 57, 58 pages. So as far as reading completely outside, we'll see what the weather's like next week, because this week it has been very hot and humid here, and I don't deal well with heat and humidity. Yeah, it just kind of like ruins my day, and I'm really cranky, and so I just avoid it and hide inside in the air conditioning. But I do my daughter has like a half hour that she gets OT at summer school, 2 days a week, and I generally sit outside in the car since it's just half an hour. So I can probably in 2 days, over 2 days, half an hour each, I can probably get through this. So I might do that. I'll be sitting in my car, but I don't have the air conditioning on. I have the windows rolled down because I don't want to waste my battery. So I'm gonna say that counts. Okay, and the 7th challenge is to read 7 books during the week, and I don't know if I'll be able to get through all these. I think I could if I really really try. if I allow myself to stay focused, which has been difficult for me over the past week or so, to really focus on just reading, for hours at a time. But if I'm having a good mental week next week, I think I could get through all of them. But so my last book, because I learned from Books and Lala, when you're making a readathon TBR, you should always include a book of short stories. And also, because I read Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston a couple weeks ago, and that just really interested me in reading more by her. Plus, my library summer reading program has a challenge to read 2 books by the same author. So my 7th book is going to be Spunk, which is the selected short stories of Zora Neale Hurston, and it has 9 short stories in it, and they all seem to be somewhat related to Harlem. This was not published until 1985, the collection, but a lot of these stories were published in the 20s, 1925, 1924, 1926, 1933, 1942, 1942, and I think there's a couple in here that this is the first time they were published. But anyway, I believe a lot of them have to do with like the Harlem, like during the Harlem Renaissance period. Yeah, so anyway, I'm interested in checking that out and maybe like breaking up some of the other stuff I'm reading by reading some of these short stories in between. So that is my TBR. We'll see how I do. So let me know if you're participating in BookTubeAthon, whether you're participating here on BookTube or Instagram or Twitter, or you're just gonna comment on videos or whatever. Let me know what you're doing, and if I have not watched your TBR, then direct me if you did make a video or an Instagram post or whatever, and I will see you later.